Hello, Rama Pupoda. Hope all are in great health, feeling wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with devotee Balarama Reddiar. Balarama Reddiar came to Ramana Ashramam in 1937 on Ramana Maharishi's 57th birthday. It was a most auspicious occasion for this determined disciple and the Guru to bond. Balarama came with the intention of doing practice and dedicating and surrendering himself to the Master. The ashramam had no private rooms at that time, and Balarama wanted privacy to pursue his practice. He was advised to take room in town and come and meet Bhagavan every day. He would arrive at 3 in the morning, stay till 11 and then go back for lunch. He would again visit the ashram at 3 in the afternoon and stay on until 8 at night. Meeting Bhagavan every day was vital for him. As he said, the presence and proximity of the Master is very important for the seeker. This arrangement made it easier for Balarama to spend the time just looking at the Maharishi. The Maharishi guided him through words, gestures, acts of kindness, and the expression of love in silence. Although he had given up Sri Aurobindo and had come to embrace Bhagavan as his master, there was still this gnawing doubt. Have I done the right thing? Sri Aurobindo's physical and physic influence were so overpowering that he could not easily extricate himself. He felt that he had to get it clarified that Ramana Maharshi was his guru, and that moving away from Aurobindo had been the right decision. He intended to get the issue clarified by Bhagavan. But look at the master's consideration for the devotee. While reading the newspaper, Bhagwan happened to read a review on Sri Aurobindo's Light on Yoga. Someone seated in the hall said, Balarama Reddiar has that book. Since the Maharishi has not read about Aurobindo's philosophy, he asked for the book and read it. Why? It was not for himself, but for the sake of his devotee, who was soaked in Sri Aurobindo's philosophy. One day, when Balarama Reddiar was alone with Bhagavan, he sought the answers to two questions. Had he done the right thing by coming away, and is it possible to attain physical immortality like Sri Aurobindo was proclaiming? Whenever this topic of physical immortality was discussed, Balarama Reddiar would argue for its possibility with Chadwick, Cohen and others. However, he could never argue this topic with Bhagavan because he felt that the answers were coming straight from the heart. The lingering doubt about physical immortality remained until one day Bhagavan told him after reading the newspaper in the hall, You know, in Kumbakonam there was a C.V.V. Rao, a yogi. He professed the knowledge of an herbal elixir that would ensure physical immortality. He said he could help people attain physical immortality. Great personalities like Tilak and Annie Besant wanted to meet him, but C.V.V. Rao died at the age of 36. Bhagavan showed Balarama Reddiar the newspaper announcement and put his mind to rest on this issue. Balarama Reddiar showed Bhagavan the final letter that he got from Sri Aurobindo. Bhagavan found it difficult to read Sri Aurobindo's handwriting and therefore requested Balarama Reddiar to read it. Sri Aurobindo had written, You are determined to follow a path in which you can achieve only partial realization. We give you blessings. If you stayed on here and pursued your practice, both the mother and I could have helped you. When Balarama Reddiar came to the part about partial realization, Bhagavan interjected, Partial realization? If it is partial, then it is not realization. If it is realization, then it is complete. There are no parts to it. This settled all his doubts. He gave up all thoughts of continuing as Sri Aurobindo's disciple and decided to follow Bhagavan's path of self enquiry. He looked on to Bhagavan's devotees as his family and Bhagavan as his guru, a guru who was available all the time to guide and bless him. It might seem to onlookers that Bhagavan was not interested in the affairs of others, but according to BalaramaReddiar, Bhagavan was keenly interested in sincere seekers, and this only the seeker would know. When I asked him if Bhagavan had helped him, he said, Bhagavan has helped me personally and also in strengthening the depth of my practice. I asked him to share some of these experiences with me. He shared with me the struggles he experienced. When BalaramaReddiar was in Aurobindo ashram, there was a young Hindu girl who was in love with him. The girl's parents came from the same state as BalaramaReddiar, and they too wanted him to marry their daughter. The parents met the mother at Aurobindo ashram, and the mother told him, Yes, marry this girl. She is for you. It will be wonderful. However, BalaramaReddiar's mind was more drawn to spiritual practice. He liked the girl, but he felt marriage would be a distraction. The girl and her parents pursued him in Ramana Ashramam in a week. Moment, BalaramaReddiar wondered whether he should marry her, but he wanted permission from Bhagavan first. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupotu.